Hello, everybody. My name is Gray Eagle Sim Pilot. I'm a real world A320 captain, bringing my love for aviation and flight simulation to all of you wonderful people out there. How is everyone doing this evening? This time, we'll see how late in the night it goes. We'll get a little bit of a daytime ops, a little bit of nighttime ops, and running real time weather in real time here in Salt Lake City. We're going to be doing a turn and burn Tuesday. We're going to be going from Salt Lake City up to Boise, Idaho, and back again. Nice short flight there and back with some beautiful mountain views both directions. Get a little bit of a treat this evening for, it's for myself. My ordered a new set of rotor pedals, just came in, so be testing that out tonight. I already have some modifications I need to make to it to make it a little bit more stable on the floor, but otherwise it feels really good. Welcome to another Turn and Burn Tuesday. Glad you're able to make it out. I'm glad to have you in the chat, buddy. We're going to be doing some Delta Ops out of Salt Lake City. Let's see. Let me finish getting everything. Stop talking. Say hi. Yeah. So if you don't know, it's I'm on like a 20-second delay because I am streaming in 4K. So it's the higher of a resolution you stream at, the more of a delay you take there, Lang. So I see you typing in hi, but it takes me about 20 seconds for you to hear me say it back through to you. So I do apologize if the stream seems a little delayed in terms of getting back with you, but be patient and I'll get right back with you there. So thank you for tuning in there. I just got one or two more things. I gotta get logged into VATSIM. You say I'm playing Infinite Flight. Oh, awesome. Are you on your like iPad doing that? Isn't Infinite Flight on your iPad? I think that's kind of cool. I've seen some videos of people who literally will fly on their iPad the same flight that they're doing in real life. It's absolutely crazy. Let's see. I do need VPilot up, and I need to submit this flight plan right now. We'll pre-file it on the VATSIM network. No, phone and PC. Oh, okay. And you're on phone? All right. Okay, I really thought it would be on the iPad, but that makes sense. So so you got a little bit of mobile and a little bit of PC there. We'll go ahead and file that flight plan and log on to VPilot. We're going to be Delta Airlines 3318, and we're on A319. Yep, we'll connect like that. Excellent. I already get the auto ATC. Sweet. Okay, so yeah, you can play on both phone and PC, and you're on your phone. That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think that's a really cool flight simulator that like took off out of nowhere. Let's see. So let's go inside. That's not going inside. Let's go inside and get everything set up here. We'll board through GSX. I'll go ahead and import our flight plan. There we go. T-minus 29 minutes. We will go ahead and load aircraft. Real time. Oh, I said real time. Reset all. Reset all. All right. So import, sim brief, mass and balance, load aircraft. Dude, I'm so used to hitting that one button that I can't not hit that one button. All right, load aircraft, GSX boarding and refueling. There we go. Hopefully it won't take forever to do it. I'm writing Boeing 737 MAX 8. There we go. Alrighty. So what airline? The MAX 8? Southwest. You said Southwest. Excellent. Yeah. Let's see. We got the IRs. We'll go ahead and get everything going here. We'll do a quick rundown of our flows before we start doing our flow. Let's go ahead and check to make sure we don't need maintenance. Our engine oil looks good. Our hydraulic quantity looks good. No odd status messages, and our oxygen looks good. We can go back up top here, and we will continue our flow coming straight down. We'll go ahead and turn on the recorder ground control and test that. That sounds good. Everything else looks good here. We'll test fire engine 1. APU. Alrighty, there we go. Kent Airline. I have not heard of that one. Let's see. Hydraulic panel looks good. Electrical fuel panel looks good. Let's see. Electrical panel is set the way I want it. We'll go ahead and turn this. We'll give it 2 turns here. Alrighty, so we'll come on down here. NAS panel looks good. Cabin pressurization looks good. Pro peeps and auto. All our lights are set how they need to be. We'll go ahead and start cranking that APU. We'll arm the emergency lights. The observer's ACP should have the P at 3 o'clock position. We want to be on VHF3 data. Everything else on the first officer side of the overhead looks good. Coming down to the main glare shield, left to right, all of our lights are extinguished. The current altimeter in Salt Lake City, 29er74. We'll go ahead and set 29er74 in here. We'll set that once, twice, and thrice. There we go. Going to be in the flight director's on constraints. Wait, what? I don't know what GSX just told me. We want to be in arc and 10 nautical miles. Don't need the VOR ADF on. We want digits displayed in our windows. All of our push buttons off, and we want to be in heading vertical speed. That looks good. Again, constraints with the flight director on, 10 nautical miles arc, and we can leave the VOR ADF needles off there. Right side of the glare shield, all of these push buttons should be extinguished. That all looks good. Main instrument panel, PFD on the left, ND on the right. Our ISIS is aligned. Upper cam is on the upper display, lower cam on the lower display. Brake fan is off. Anti-skid is on. It looks like that something happened here. Yeah, we could reset that. And we're looking at our date and time. Looks approximately correct. The gear is down with no red arrow. First officer side, we have the ND on the left, PFD on the right. We can set the brightness how we need to there. Coming down to the FMGC, we'll go ahead and check CFM 565B6. That looks good with the current database. I'm going to go ahead and go over to the init page. We'll request that. RMP looks good. ACP looks good. In fact, RMP, let me see what the CTAF frequency is going to be here. .ctaf SLC 1905. So I'll go ahead and set 1905 into our primary here. We'll swap that over to the active. I'll leave that in the secondary. That all looks good. Radar is off, windshield is off. Coming up to the center of the pedestal here, we'll go ahead and recall all messages. There are none. We can clear that. Thrust levers are at idle. Oh, what happened? What? All right. Well, let's go ahead and recalibrate our thrust levers, I guess. Glad I found this out. Let's see. Config controls. Thrust levers. We'll clear the calibration. We'll go calibrate, set max reverse. There you go. Next step, auto reverse. Next step, idle. Climb. Flex. There we go. All right, that all looks good. Excellent. So we'll go ahead and return, and we'll go to the make do menu there. Alrighty. So thrust levers at idle, engine masters are off, engine mode is norm. Our speed brake is disarmed, flaps are up. We have a digit displayed in our rudder trim window here, and our gravity gear extension is stowed. Let's see. For our first officer make do here. Let's go to ATSU. Gonna pull up the initial. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I want an ATSI AOC menu. That's what I wanted. Received messages. We have 3 load sheets because I kept doing this. So we'll just keep accepting. They should all be the same. And I'll leave the last one up. His videos are set. ACP, it looks good there. The lights are set however we need them. And our transponder code is going to be 4230. So 4, clear. 4230. That is set. We can go ahead and switch that on to mode C. So to let everyone know we are online. There we go. Let's go ahead and get into programming the FMC. Let's see. They say they're using the 16s left and right there. I don't know what they would actually use. I guess 16 right, I guess. Oh, nope. New ATIS just came out. They swapped it around, 3 4s. So we'll do 3 4 left is what we'll do out of here. So let's go ahead and put ourselves as Delta Airlines. Fly 3318. The cost index is going to be an index of 7. We're cruising along. Really? This is where SimBrief. Come on now. Come on now, SimBrief. 34,000 feet. We may not make it all the way up there. So that'll be that. Our ISA deviation is minus 2. So that's going to be 56. There we go. The current ground temperature there is 17 degrees. Not too bad. Nice day though, out in Salt Lake City. Let's see. Going over to page 2 here. That's why I bring this up. We have a zero fuel weight of 122.7, which looks like it's on par here. We got 122.7. Yeah, 122.7. But what I really bring this up for is the zero fuel weight CG 30.7, a block fuel of 20.2, route reserve 0, and our alternate time, or alternate fuel, if we look down here, it's going to be 2.6. I shouldn't have had an alternate. It's actually nice up there, but we'll do 2.6 on our alternate. There we go. We'll deport 3 4 left now. There we go. And we'll leave on the Seagull 1 departure. Tango Whiskey Foxtrot transition. And we'll go ahead and insert that. Then direct proof for the Spud arrival. What are they using in a Boise? They say 10 left. Let's check. Do we have a actual ATIS? Yeah, we have an actual ATIS. Yep, they're still using 10 left and right. So let's go ahead and call that 10 right. Yeah, we'll do 10 right as of the arrival. Well, that's gonna be good. There's 2 different ILS procedures here for the 10s. The Yankee versus the Zulu. Okay, we might want the E. Okay, it might just be the Yankee. We'll just do the Yankee. That's more of a normal procedure there. The start is going to be the Spud, because they have potatoes up there, and then proof. There we go. So looking through that, all looks good. No crazy discontinuities there, probably except for the beginning and the end. Yep, that looks good. If we want to, we can go ahead and verify our route. Go back here, and And we can bring up the Seagull. There you go. So I'll hide that real quick. So for our SID here, the Seagull, bring you in the plan, is going to be climbing left turn on a heading between 320 and counterclockwise at 260. As assigned by ATC. So it's going to be a left-hand heading as assigned by ATC. Radar vectors to Corver. That's going to be at above 13,000 feet. Seagull is going to be at above 15,000 feet. Then you got Moffer, Scoville, Dryad, and Twin Falls. From Twin Falls, we'll go direct to Brof. Brof is the transition on the Spud for arrival. 265 miles, and we're showing mileage of 293. That's good enough for me. Excellent. So the route has been verified. Let's go ahead and uplink some winds, or request that, and get some performance data here, shall we? Salt Lake City, 34 left. There we go. We'll sync the final load sheet, 144.6, 144.6. That looks good. We'll leave the winds being the way they are, because that's pretty much a crosswind, if not slight headwind here. In fact, since it is a slight headwind, we won't take credit for it. We'll calculate that out. It looks good. Flaps 1, flux 57. We'll go ahead and send that to the McDo. That's all good there. We shall go over next. We will do a 290 descent there, and we'll copy over our active flight plan. Excellent. All looks good there. Now that that's all done, let's go ahead and we'll get the bleed air going. Turn the external power off. We can brief our Ghost FO. Are you ready for a briefing? Yep. Alrighty. Any threats? Some high terrain off to the east there. That's our biggest threat. I would agree. The taxi out of here, we're looking at a pretty quick taxi, I think. I can bring it up. Yep. We'll push back and head out and probably take Alpha Bravo down to the end at Alpha 1. Plan on a flaps 1 flex, standard recheck considerations. Any questions about what we rechecked for? Nope. Alrighty. In the event that we do lose an engine after V1, we'll continue straight ahead to about the 7,000 or 8,000 feet. We'll take it over to the Salt Lakes there, clean it up, run the ECAM, and make an emergency return to either 34 left or 34 right. Otherwise, we'll get radar vectors to our first fix, which is north of the field. Our top altitude is, we'll call it 340 since no one is online. Our departure frequency 122 is Unicom 122.8, and we're squawking 4230. Do you have any questions? Nope. Alrighty. We'll get a before start checklist going here real soon. Alrighty then. Let's see. I got the before start checklist here, but before I do that, let's go ahead and get rid of you. Go ahead and get the fuel pumps going. Our electricity is set. Our bleed air is set. Seatbelt sign is on. Beacon light is on. Let's see here. Checking our fuel is on and balanced. There you go. Hydraulic quantity, we're double checking that again. Pressurization auto with the correct landing elevation. Oh, why is it doing that? That should not. Okay. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Good thing is the profiles are saved. I just have the wrong profiles up. All right, so we want keyboard. I need. There we go. There we go. Sweet. The landing elevation and auto with the correct landing elevation there. We want engines. We have enough hydraulics, so that all looks good. And because we didn't do it, let's go ahead and check our oxygen. There we go. We also have our ND looks mostly correct. Let's go ahead and turn terrain on ND. We have V1, V2, climate nav blue, flight directors 1 and 2. All of that looks good. That was a very out of place flow, but you know, got it all done. And let's do it before start checklist. Recorder ground control is on. Flight forms and maintenance log is on board. Reviewed aircraft 333. Fuel quantity 20.2 required, 22.2 on board. Takeoff performance got 145, 146.5, and 149 with a flex of 57. Our oxygen is checked. The seatbelt sign is on. ECAM is checked. Park brake is on and checked. MCDU is set. Altimeters, we got 2974. And departure briefing is reviewed. The before start checklist is complete. Alright. There we go. Let's see. Let's go ahead and close up the main boarding door. Seems like they're all ready to go back there. They're all ready to go down below. Bridge is removed. And that's where we go. Flight deck to ground. Go ahead. Flight deck. Brake set. Alright. All secure below. Flight check complete. Stern gets disengaged with bypass pendants. So standing by for brake release. Ready to push out. Brakes release. Clear to push. What was that? Were they not ready? Dude, it's at idle here. I mean, this is weird. I don't know what's going on here. Why is one engine... Why is the thrust reverser deployed? That's so weird. They're both exactly the same. I have no clue what's going on. Okay, so thank you, new hardware, for messing everything up here. All right, so let's go. Not understanding why you're stuck like that. So what we'll do is return. I'll put you here. Alrighty. Let's see. I want make do menu maintenance, maybe? Nope. Make do menu, config, delink failures, maintenance, request, and nope. That is odd. Let's see if there's any failures that is popping up here. Failed. Nothing has failed. So... why are you open? Alrighty, there we go. That did something. Clearly when I redid the calibration, something must happen there. So that is quite alright. So now I think it's ready. I won't get the ding ding of death here if I release the parking brakes. Nope. Alrighty. What is holding up the pushback then? Oh, you know what? I think I have to manually undo the GPU. Let's manually undo that. And we'll see what happens. I'll set the brakes again. Nothing to worry here, just slowly bleeding off my accumulator pressure here. Oh. Does it want to know which way to push? We'll say continue pushback. Nose right, tail left is what we want. There we go. Alright, there we go. That's what I needed to do. Atsu AOC menu, received massages, and let's go ahead and accept Max Racing. Hello, Great Eagle. How are you doing, Max Racing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you're able to make a stream. Hopefully, you've been able to get some flying in here the last few days. I really hope you have been. Hello, new viewer. Yes, Lang. Hello. Yes, thank you for saying hello to him. I really do appreciate that. Hopefully you get some good flying in here the last few days. Let's see. Zero fuel weight is going to be 122.2. So we do 122.2 with a zero fuel weight of 30.7. So that checks. We'll throw that in there. Put the performance back up. In fact, we'll put performance over. Actually, no. I'll leave you here, since this is what we'll be looking at. Received messages. There we go. Low cheat. All right, there we go. We've been having some new viewers lately. Oh yeah, yes sir, yes sir. Really do appreciate that. Always love to have some new viewers here in the chat. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna turn up the volume and we're gonna listen to some really good engine sounds. It almost sounds like my door is open. Hold on. There we go. Go ahead and bring this in volume back down to a slightly more appropriate level. We'll head back up to the flight deck. Sounds like we have, that's not the right button. Sounds like we have two good engine starts there. Let's go ahead and go flaps 1. And we can do an after start checklist. And as we don't need the status is checked and our rudder trim is at 0. After start checklist is complete. Maxer says, Sunday taught me that patience is a huge thing for success in this industry. Yes, sir. Patience will take you a long way. Patience in a very calm, level head, because when you start getting into the world of moving passengers around, you're going to have, fuelers, agents, all types of people that you're going to be interacting with. And they all need to talk to you, the captain. And if you lose your cool for 1 minute, it really can affect, because of the position you're in. They see you as a position of authority. And a lot of times, and I've even had to catch myself from doing it, because when you start getting agitated or aggravated or angry, then you start hearing "Oh, I'm sorry, Captain. I didn't mean to, Captain." And you never want to get someone on a defense like that. That's not how teamwork works. We're all on the same team. Let's all be respectful to each other, and let's all get this flight going. So yes, patience, precision, communication, and persistence. Very much so. Those are, you got the 3 P's there: patience, precision, persistence. And then of course communication is key. One of our check airmen, when I was at the regionals, he harped on that all the time. Good, solid communication. That's what he would say every single, it was like every 5 minutes he would harp on that. If you weren't communicating effectively to the other pilot, he would just chime in with a good, solid communication. And to this day, that was, this is over almost 15 years ago now. And I still remember all the little sayings that he had. So there we go. Excellent. So we're all started up. We're ready to go here. We have our the guy showed us the pin. We're ready to taxi here. Excellent. And this is going to be interesting. I might have to get some under desk lighting, just so I can see my new rudder pedals here. So Max Racing, I don't know if you heard, but I just got my new rudder pedals in today. So we'll see how it feels. I already need to adjust the angle of the rudder pedals. I thought they were going to be more full-footed because the pedals themselves, they're interchangeable, and I got the Airbus style pedals. But it's not as full-footed as I thought it'd be. All right, let's go ahead and get this taxi going, shall we? Wow. That's not correct. There's no way that little bit is 50%, right? No. Alright. I gotta see what's going on here. So clearly what's happening too is, since I have this, well, 1, the sim update may have done something, but 2, let's see here. Go ahead and set the brakes again. Yeah. Something's not quite right here. I mean, it's linear, so that's good. I just don't believe moving at 2 inches is the play. Let me recalibrate this. Something don't seem right about this. Fuel elevation. What were you saying here? Congrats on the rudder pedals. I still use the paddles on my yoke. Let's see. It you said fuel elevation. Yeah, probably because we're in Salt Lake City, it takes a lot more thrust. But no, it seems like so if you look at the N1s here. I'm if you look at how I'm moving the throttles, I'm moving them very little for them to get almost all the way up to 50%. Don't mind the mismatch. Something got misaligned in my hardware and they no longer line up, but I've barely moved my throttles a half inch and it's all the way at 70%. I don't think that's right. Something is completely not right with my throttles here. I should have more of a range and I don't. So let's go ahead and maintenance. Nope, that's not what I want. I want to calibrate this again. So nope, I want config. Controls, clear that calibration, and we'll calibrate. So max reverse. Don't know why it does that. So there's our max reverse position. Next step, idle reverse. Yeah, I can already feel it in the idle reverse detent. They're not synced up. Next step, idle. How is idle at 50%? That's so weird. Okay. And we will store that calibration. Yeah, I know, park and brake on. Hopefully that didn't trigger. Yeah, I got SRS climb, so I might have to redo the... Dude. Yeah, ATC must have stepped online. Something... Alrighty. I might have to go through one of these days and just redo this. Alright, throttle quadrant. Oh, this is why. Oh my gosh. Get out of here. Oh my gosh. This is so annoying. Microsoft. Clear calibration. Here we go. Set it one more time. Alrighty, so we're in detent. Next step. Next step. Next step. Next step. Next step. Alrighty, so hopefully this should give a more realistic value of how much I'm moving the thrust levers. Oh yeah, that's more what I'm used to. Okay, there we go. Alright, I like that. Sweeto. Alright, so that's all set. Just over here burning fuel. Alrighty. I think what I need to do is come over to performance, flight plan. Let's go ahead and reset the flight directors. I don't think, since the performance still says we're in takeoff, it hasn't gone green. So I can reset the flight directors here. And there we go. We're reset. Alrighty, so let's see. Sorry about that. What's your favorite airline? I'll have to take care of some stuff. My favorite airline is the one that flies planes. I'm not gonna lie, the one that flies planes is my favorite airline, because they all have some of their pros and cons, right? But you know, I'm not gonna hate on any other airline in the industry because they all have their very specific job that they do, right? Like Allegiant, It's a very specific job that they do, and they do it really well. Spirit, a very specific segment that they do, and they do it really well. Frontier, a very specific segment. Delta, United, American, Southwest, they all have their own thing going for them. So, you know, I can't really hate on any of the airlines. I see 8 cars here. 318, 340, Squawk 2430. Marks clear to Seagull, departure. Twin Falls transition, maintain 230. Knots, 230 knots until advised. Okay, maintain 9,000 feet. All right. Let's see. I guess that should be Salt Lake Center, right? Oh, that's ground. 12377. Okay. Did he say? Okay, yeah, he did say expect 34 left, so that's good. So 9,000 is the top altitude, 230 knots until advised. So we'll go ahead and select 9,000 feet, and we'll just remember 230 knots until advised. And let's go ahead and bring him up on 12377. So I'll do 12377. There we go. And what is the information here? We have information November. Sweet deal. Ground Delta 3318 is ready to taxi. Information November.
Delta 3318, thanks for November, runway 34 left, taxi via Bravo.
Alrighty, 34 left via Bravo for Delta 3318. Alrighty, looks like we have someone else taxiing in here. We'll just continue straight ahead. We get our flight control check on the way out. We can release the parking brake is released. Let's go ahead and get, oh, that's a Scandinavian A3. Is that really a Scandinavian A320? What are you doing all the way in Salt Lake City, buddy? What are you doing all the way over here? Max Racing said, passengers, should we be worried? Don't worry about it. Flight attendants, oh crap, we forgot to secure the cabin. No. Checked. Check the magnetos. Look for 100 RPM dip. That's what I'm trying. That's what I was looking for. You notice I was looking for that on the magneto check, right? Alrighty. So we'll get rid of you. Let's go ahead and do a flight control check, shall we? And okay. Don't know if it's because of all the things I did, but that's not auto cycling. So let's go ahead and bring the flight control page up. Pull up. Pull down. Neutral. Pull left. Pull right. Neutral. Rudders. Full left, full right, neutral. Oh, those rudders feel so good. All right, so let's go ahead and put on max auto brakes here. It's gonna be out there on the trim, and we can do a takeoff config check. We'll make the left-hand turn on Bravo. And when we do, we'll just run the before takeoff checklist. Man, it's hard to think that we're so high that we need a decent amount of thrust just to move around here in Salt Lake City. That's why it's taken a lot more than what I'm used to get up and going. Alrighty, this should be Bravo right here, so we'll make the left-hand turn on Bravo. Alrighty, let's run a before takeoff checklist. Flaps. We have one planned and one indicated. Takeoff data and speeds are checked. Our weight, we're looking at 141.8. And it should be, oops, that was the first page. That was correct. 142.0, so that's good. Stab trim. Looking at 28.7% and 28.6%. Good enough for me. Flight controls are checked. ECAM memo, takeoff no blue before takeoff checklist is to the line. Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff. We can go below the line. We'll go ahead and bring up our little tablet here. So we have our fuel. There we go. Some brief. Fuel, please. Thank you. Alrighty. Runway and FMS. We got runway. Good flight plan here. 34 left. In the box on the screen and out the window. That is checked. Performance over here. Our minimum takeoff fuel, 16.5 required. We have 19.6 on board. Flight attendants are notified. Engine mode is norm. The TCAS, we'll go ahead and throw that onto TARA before takeoff checklist is complete. We'll bring up our Navigraph charts here. Bring up the Seagull. Yep. Come on. There we go. Excellent. That aircraft might be taken into storage. It might be, yeah, it might need to go in for some heavy maintenance here because, you know, it's definitely, or maybe it just came out of heavy maintenance. That's when you always get the issues, is when an aircraft, you bring an aircraft out of heavy maintenance and you do these test flights on it, and that's when you find all the weird stuff that, got broken during maintenance there. So we'll continue down just a little further here.
Delta 3318, unfortunately there's no one else on line from this point forward. Monitor CTAF 119.05.
Alrighty, we'll monitor CTAF 119.05. And thanks for the ATC. Have a great night for Delta 3318. Sweet. So we'll switch over there. I'll put 122.8 in. There we go. One of these, I don't think it's the first one. I think it might be the second turn, because the de-icing pad goes down just a little bit further. Salt Lake City traffic, Delta 3318 departing runway 34 on the Seagull 1 departure. Salt Lake City traffic. Alrighty. I think this one should take us to... nope. Okay. We'll continue down one more. I don't want to enter the de-ice pad. Although it's cool that they have that modeled here. And this area right here, that's where all the de-icing trucks would go. The storage facility with all the fluid and trucks and stuff like that. You can see some of the snow removal equipment right there, so that looks good. Final appears to be clear. I don't think anyone else is online, so that looks clear. We'll go ahead and take to the runway. Nope. Sweet deal. I don't know why some of the textures are coming in blurry and some of them are coming in crisp. I don't know. Is this a Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 thing? No clue. We're 319. No need to do the wide body lineup. We can just follow the yellow line right onto the runway. We have plenty of runway and plenty of performance, so not too worried about that there. Alright, let's see what these rudder pedals got. I'll bring the volume up for you all, and I'll see you in the air. 50% on the side stick. Or 50% half down on the side stick. There we go. We're stable. Flux. Thrust set. 80 checked. B1, rotate. Positive rate, you're up. See if I can get that flyby. No ATC online, we'll take it straight up to flight level 340. Climb. Climb is set. View of the Salt Lakes. Trying to give us what I assume would be a realistic vector out of here. Well, no ATC is online, so don't have to worry about keeping them out, even though we're only going up to 230 knots. Even if we had gotten the 230 knots, we should be good. All right, let's go to this view. Flaps up after takeoff checklist. Absolutely beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and disarm our spoilers and run our after takeoff checklist. So landing gear is up, our flaps are up, and we are pressurizing. So the after takeoff checklist is complete. Let me tell you, even though it didn't really seem like we had that much wind, let's go ahead. Let's see, are we going to make this restriction here at Corver, what's the, can't even see what that says, Corver, I guess is how you would say that. Let's go direct to and C. Direct to enter, and the magic box says, are we going to make that restriction? Yep, we should definitely make that restriction. Alrighty, all the restrictions should be made. That is all good there. There. The Salt Lakes in real life look so amazing to fly over. So hopefully we get into Boise in time for a daytime arrival, and then with the real time, I'm gonna just leave it on real time, and we'll probably get back to Salt Lake City for a nighttime arrival. And then I'm not too sure what we'll do for the replays, if I'll try to mimic the time of arrival for our replays, or if I'll just set it to, you know, noon, like I usually have it set right around noon for most of the streams there. So I don't know, we'll see. I'll bring the volume down to a more appropriate level. There we go. That looks good there. Beautiful. Flying right over the Salt Lakes. There's a reason that it's one of the Great Lakes. This thing is absolutely massive. Alrighty, we are through our 10,000 feet or whatever it is here. What's the airport elevation here? 4,201 feet or 231 feet. So there we go. That looks about right there. So these switches are an MSL switch, and this switch is an AGL switch. So that's how we kind of remember that when you're talking about high altitude airports such as Denver and the sort. That's how you kind of gotta have to remember that. So there we go. We are climbing on up out of here. It's kind of sad to see, you know, with how they are constantly updating to map to reflect the snowfall in real life. It seems like most of the snow is just on the higher mountaintops there. The snow throughout the city is gone. What was a scary story you have from your flight training days? You know, I am kind of lucky in the aspect of I never really went outside my box. Yeah, so you know, Max Racing, when I say like just stay within your box and you'll be perfectly okay, like I never ventured outside my box. When I soloed, when I was with a flight instructor, like there was never really a scary like, oh, we could have just ended it there at all. I mean, the closest call I think I've had was coming back in from the practice area, and the approach controller can get pretty busy coming back in. So a trick that we use, the low approach controller that is, so what the trick I would do sometimes is we spiral up to the high sectors altitude, contact them, and get vectored back in to land. So I'm doing that, and we contact the high controller, and we're getting vectored into land, and at what seems to be literally, I kid you not, out of nowhere, we're transition standard, by the way. We'll set standard once, twice, and thrice. You see what I mean when the A350 is just more intuitive? Like you push to give it to the airplane, like that's a push function. Like Airbus definitely learned when it came to that specific button what to do. So we'll zoom that out. Won't have too much long end cruise. We'll make a parabolic arc. Maybe I'll lower the cruising altitude by 2,000 feet. Who knows? Or 4,000 feet. We can fly at 300. That way we get kind of a longer cruising segment there. So 300. There we go. Boom. That'll be more appropriate. But we're in the practice area. We sparred up, talking to the high controller, getting ready to get vectored back in, and I look out the window, and it seems like out of nowhere, here comes this Allegiant Airlines MD-80 barreling down straight towards us. I literally thought that it was going to be a midair. That was it. Like, my aviation career is done because I will be not alive. And he went barreling over us at, I think at like 1,000 feet above us, something like that. And when you're in a Cessna 172, looking at an MD-80 hauling at 250 knots above your head, at 1,000 feet above your head, yeah. That one, that gave me a new perspective of what 1,000-foot separation looks like. When you're talking at 172 against a MD-80, that was that was definitely the closest call I've ever had in terms of training. As an instructor, I wouldn't say anything's a close call. You got to do a lot of maintenance flights before they put a student back in the airplane if they did something crazy to the airplane, then you would go up and do a functional check to make sure what they did makes sense, right? And so usually they only had instructors do those. They wouldn't. You would just sign it off and let you go up with a student, right? Because when they're re-rigging controls and stuff like that, you don't want that to be the reason someone ended up creating a whole loss. So you'd go up by yourself, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it is that you need. You would typically go up, and since it's just you run on your checklist pretty quickly. You're an instructor, so you can get things done pretty efficiently. You go up, you get to you go out outside of the controlled airspace and do your business. Climb, descend, turn left, right, speed up, slow down, whatever it is that you need to do. Maybe do one or two maneuvers just to make sure everything's nice and tight, and then you come back in, and that's about it there. So it really doesn't take long to do some of those functional check flights, but yeah, that's I wouldn't consider that scary or life-threatening in any way, shape, or form. So let's see, let's go ahead, and since we are going to have a little bit of time above 18,000 feet, since that's super rare, we'll go ahead and get the in-flight tunes going. Let's go up and switch. Let me switch our radios over to Unicom. Let's see if Boise has a CTAF frequency here. We want dot CTAF. Boise. Well, 18.1, so we'll go ahead and pre-select that as well. 18.1, there we go. Excellent. All is looking good. We're almost up there. Actually, this airplane is climbing pretty darn good. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, wow, max racing, yeah. It's you're just a tiny little 172, and there's a Super 80 or MD-80, 82, I forget what they had. 82, 88, 83s? I don't know. There's a lot of MD-80s. Seeing that right above your head, ooh, that will get your attention. That will get your attention, sir. So you can guess how many times I would do that after that incident happened. I wouldn't even say it was an incident, but you can guess how many times I did that afterwards. I'll give you one guess. It was 0. That's how many times I did it afterwards. So let's see. We're here at our cruising altitude. We're gonna go ahead and let's see. What are we planning on landing with? 15.7. Yeah, we'll bump it up here a little bit. This should reflect the correct amount of fuel at landing. What I want to do is I want to land with about 15,000 pounds of fuel, because we'll bring you up to 7.8. Normal cruising speed, simply because I don't want to have to refuel when we get to Boise. It should be fueled all the way through, so I shouldn't have to refuel. That way we just offload passengers, onload passengers, and we'll be on our way. Alright, I'm gonna open up this window here and see if I can vent out some of this heat from my PC. I'll be right back. Not really cold enough outside to keep doing this, but I keep trying. You never know. So you want to start playing circuit breakers? We will leave that. Oh, am I going to be working Friday? I'm not too sure. Not too sure if I'm going to be working Friday. You know I like to do failure Fridays. But tell you what, maybe on the way back, we won't start pulling circuit breakers, but maybe we'll start doing some failures. See what we got. What failure are you looking at there, Max Racing? Maybe we'll start doing some failures. Alright, I know it's going to be a short cruise, so let's go ahead and get up here. Let's get into briefing the arrival here. Enter destination data, we'll get to that momentarily. So for our arrival, we're looking at the Spud arrival. What is going on here? Alright, there we go. So we're gonna need Broof, then Arida potatoes, get it? Tout. It's gonna be at or above 11. We got Mash. It's gonna be at above 11 as well, 250 knots. We're gonna have Spud at or above 10, 250 knots. We're gonna have Baldy at or above 8. Then Illumi. And then lastly, Akimi at 7, 210 knots. And then for the ILS here, let's go ahead and flights Boise approach ILS. I think I said Yankee, so there we go. I think that's like the normal one. Go ahead and hide that. ILS Yankee. Yep, we want Ilubi and Sitsi. So Ilubi is at or about 4,400. The check Sitsi is at about 4,100. That also checks. It should be, what is that? 4 miles and a 30-degree glide slope to the runway. So we got 4 miles, 30-degree glide slope to the runway. Mass approach, climb to 3,300. Then a climbing right turn, 7,300 outbound on the Boise 113 radio to connect. And hold. And there's connect there. We'll hold. That looks good. Alright. So that all looks good. The arrival and the approach have been reviewed. Now that we have done that, let's go ahead and hit RadNav. We don't need anything special on the RadNav. I'll leave that as is. We'll do KBOI runway 10 right. That's where we're going. So performance approach page here. Let's go ahead and go over the QNH is, we want weather, ATIS, realistic, 2963, so 2963. We'll go ahead and put that in there. Temperature is 17 degrees. All right. And the winds are 120 at 10. So there we go, 120 at 10. And our minimums are going to be, let's see, I need that one. There we go. 36. There we go. So 3036 with everything working, or with the glide slope, so 3036. We'll go ahead and throw that in there. Excellent. So, put you back in arc. Hopefully we haven't passed our top of descent yet. Nope, we haven't passed the top of descent yet. Excellent. So now would be a great time to brief our Ghost FO. Are you ready for a briefing at Ghost FO? Yep. What are your threats? High altitude airport with some terrain there to the, I guess you would call that the north. Yep. I would agree with your threats. We'll put on terrain on Indy to mitigate the terrain threat there, and we'll perform a landing assessment to make sure we have the performance to land. We'll come in on the split for arrival. Our first restriction is going to be tout at or above 11,000 feet. The bottom side is going to be Ikemi at 7,210 knots. Plan on doing a visual. We'll back it up with the ILS to runway 10 right. I'll use full flaps to low auto brakes if we need to go mist. Plan on doing a soft go around, and we'll do the published mist there or tower assigned, either one, and we'll make our way back around to shoot the approach again. When we do land, plan on making a left-hand turn off, probably on Delta or Charlie. We'll take one of those back into the ramp. Let's see, where do Delta be parking in Boise? I have no clue. And this is not working at all. This map has not loaded in once at all. Alright. Which is why I've pretty much been keeping it on one of these. There you go. So the two little piers, those are probably RJ piers. So you got 10 through... Their numbering system is weird. 10, 11... So 10 through 22. Because reasons. I don't think there's 22 gates there, but it is what it is. Let's say an engine fails to start. You call maintenance and they tell you to start manually. Ooh. That's actually a... That's actually reserved for a different stream there, Max Racing. I have that on in my notes. That's one of those things that happened in real life where I had to do a manual engine start. So we will bust out those manual engine starts here. One of these streams, I promise, man. I'm working these in. I'm gonna be working them in. I think one stream I already did was no EPU, so we did that one. That's a lot of work. The manual engine start, it's very, very easy. It's just a lot of reading that goes into it. So as we're treating, you know, the way most instructors would teach the manual engine start is, yeah, it's pretty much like turning on all the other airplanes that you've ever flown. So you press the engine start button, and so that becomes your command to get the starter going, and then your engine master switch is now a fuel on and off switch. So so you have your parameters that you need to meet before you introduce fuel, right? So like that's really what all the reading is for. And then once you do it, you just wait for the engine to stabilize, hit its parameters, and you just, you know, introduce fuel. Everything else, the FADEC still works, so it still will. If there's a fault, then I mean, the only thing is you then have to do the manual shutdown. But other than that, it's pretty much a normal start, with the exception of adding fuel. So, not too bad. All right, let's go in. I don't want to miss our top of descent here. Let's go ahead and put our bottom side in here on the split arrival. It's going to be 7,000. Let's go ahead and pre-select that. So we got 7,000 in there. We're pretty much, yeah, this is usually where I like to begin descending a few miles before I just top a descent point here. So we'll go ahead and manage up our descent. Let's go ahead and clear you out, and we can go ahead and manage our speed too, since our speed is going to be super low for some reason. So there we go. Perfect. But I know what circuit breaker is always out in the Phoenix, and I do not know why. They literally just refuse to fix like certain like before they updated one. They did one update. They got certain circuit breakers to be in, but like one is still always popped. So like on the Phoenix, every single time you load in, it's like this circuit breaker right here, THS. I don't know what the acronym here is. That is always pulled. If you don't push it, nothing happens, because I've flown flights where I forgot to push that in. Literally, that's always pulled. I have no clue why that's so. Why they don't update and fix it. Also, so all right, here's a cool thing. So you'll notice here we have some red collars on here. Let's go for, all right. Alrighty, so we have some red collars here. You notice, and this is a real thing. You'll get in the airplane and you'll see red collars in certain circuit breakers, and you will always see a red collar here, and that is the wingtip brake system. Maintenance does not want anyone messing with these, so they collar them so you cannot pull them or reset them. They're always, the system is just always functioning. You want those wingtip brakes to function, because you don't want to have a mess around and have an asymmetric flap hanging out there. So these this is really how the airplane flies. You have all these circuit breakers that are in, but then you'll have the wingtip brakes that are collared. It's kind of hard to tell from here, but if they're in or not, but you know, they always are functional. You're not gonna go without having the wingtip brakes functioning. So that's just one of those protective systems that you need to have working. You say it's a trim, it's the actuator for the trim, the THS actuator, the THS actuator. But what is LSSD? I have no clue what LSSD is. So that is what it is there. Let's go ahead and, what was I gonna do? I think I've done all the things. Oh yeah, we're just chilling now. I guess I could, we'll go ahead and put Boise CTAF in there. There's 118.1. Is it 11? Yeah, 118.1. So Boise CTAF is in there. That's good. We can make a call here soon, I guess. We'll make a call when we're over tout at 11,000-ish. That should be good. Load sensing device. Okay. that's very interesting. One, and two, that's very interesting that circuit breaker is always popped, because you would think that since that's the load sensing device on a terminal THS there, that actually, I wonder if that ties into the fax, because the fax can sense the load on the elevator there, the THS, and based on all the other inputs that the fax get, such as airspeed, altitude, and an AOA, and based on the load that's put on that system, it is able to guesstimate the weight of the airplane, and sometimes that weight is actually more correct than the weight we put in, because again, we're putting in, you know, rounded off numbers, we're putting in generic numbers, right? Like passengers weigh, I don't know, like I forget what it is, like 280 in the winter and like 270 in the summertime, something like that. I don't know what it is. Okay, you say this device detects engagement of the secondary load path in the THS attachment, triggering a fault when the path is loaded. Okay, they're learning something new every day. There we go. And that's according to Google. Google knows all. Google does know all. So I wouldn't put it past them. So thank you very much, Max Racing. Yeah. So it really does make me think it might feed into the fax too, as well, to let the fax know what the guesstimated weight of the aircraft is. Which, it makes me wonder, I haven't done this in a really long time with the Airbus. Let's go, McDo. No, they're not gonna have it. Okay, so the way you would get to it is there should be an AIDS function down here, and that's how you access the FAT computers to see what they think the weight is. Sometimes it could be right on, sometimes it could be off. And what the facts believe your weight is what's going to drive this number right here. So if the facts think you're lighter, you're going to get a lower speed. If the facts think you're heavier than this weight, you're going to get a higher speed. So the facts drive a lot of information. Making sure I cite my sources. Make sure you do it in so I had a deadhead on my last trip. Oh, let me see, something's flashing at me. We are transition, and I think let's go ahead and bring up the performance page here. It's 2963, so we'll go ahead and 2963 set once, set twice, and set thrice. Let's go ahead and do a descent checklist. The altimeter is 2963, auto brake is low, perf approach page is set. The arrival briefing reviewed the remainder of the spud for the visual approach backed up with ILS to runway 10 right, and the status is checked, no changes. So speaking of making sure you're citing your sources and copyright is no change. So I set beside on my deadhead a lady that was in HR, and turns out she was the vice president of HR for TCU. I was like, oh my. And so she's going through and getting her doctorate's degree. And so we're discussing all the you know, all the things you got to do to get your doctorates or whatever. And she was like, the hardest part is the writing. And I was saying, you know, AI can take care of a lot of that. She was like, oh yeah, you know, Grammarly is definitely worth, I don't know how much it is, $30 a month or something like that. Because you can put your paper in there, and it will tell you like, all right, this is how we format this for, I think it's APA7, APA7. I think that's the current standard for writing. And it will change, it will, you know, modify all your citations to fit all the correct format, all that stuff. And it's absolutely crazy how often the correct formatting changes. But yeah, you got to make sure you set your source, man. That's some graduate level stuff you're talking about there, Max Racing. Alrighty, so we're below 18. I'm gonna go ahead and we will stop our in-flight music there. I don't know why we're trending high, but let's go ahead and we'll bring some of the speed brakes out here. How high are we though? 519 feet high. That's not bad. So more than likely what'll happen is I'll just select 4,000, but I'll leave it in managed. Beautiful. Look at all that farmland out there. All the potatoes they're growing. So many potatoes. Well, we're flying into the sun now, which means the sun should be at our back when we land, so that's a good thing. Alrighty, I can go ahead and stow our speed brakes there. I never cleared out this company message, so let's go ahead and clear this company message while we also seat our flight attendants for landing. Flight attendants, prepare for landing. There we go. Go ahead and come up here. Turn that, give that little switch a flip. We'll clear our message. AOC menu, received messages, Delta Ops, so no ADC required. I wish you would give me a gate. That's what I wish you would do. Let's go ahead and go into landing performance. Boise, 10 right. Come on now, you should know what it is. Try, apply METAR. Landing weight is going to be 137.0. Yeah, 137 point, we'll call it 137.7 because that's our landing weight, 137.776. So 137.7, 137.7, enter. Low, idle reverse, manual landing flaps full, auto thrust on. We need 8,097 with a 15% margin. And the runway is 9,763 feet, so we're good there. That's definitely going to put us down at a Delta or Charlie exit if we let the auto brakes take us all the way down. So there we go. Landing assessment has been completed. And let's go ahead and get these guys on. I still have yet to make an announcement on CTAF. That's all right. We'll just say we're on the right downwind for runway 10 right. Boise traffic. Delta 3318 is over Illumi. We'll be making a right downwind entry for runway 10 right, Boise traffic. There we go. So, yep, that should be on CTAF, so we are good there. I don't know why this is saying we're still going to be a little high, but we're still going to be a little high. It is what it is. Let's see. All those French fries. Right, Max Racing. Let's see. I need to get the replay going. Let's go ahead and start a replay. This is going to be replay number 1. I'll go ahead and start that. And we are recording. Do you want flaps 3 for a second leg because of field elevation? No. Even in Denver, I mean, oh, we crossed Big D, I guess. So let's go ahead and select our speed. And we'll go flaps 1, speed verified. And we'll bring that speed on back. Probably bring it back to exactly S speed. How about that? In fact, we'll bring it back to 180. That way we give ourselves a little bit of a buffer there. Flaps 2, speed verified. There we go. L will go open descent. What's the best fries you've ever tasted and where were they from? Ooh. I'm not a fry connoisseur, but you got me on that one. Because I like a good thin crispy fry. You know what I'm talking about, Max Racing? Like a good shoestring fry. We got Freddy's around here. They have good shoestring fries. Better than McDonald's. A lot of people like the dunk on In-N-Out, but I think their fries are pretty okay. They're fairly crispy for them to be like a thicker shoestring fry. You know what I'm talking about? So I do like an In-N-Out fry. Wow, I'm gonna have to think about this one because I don't really go like to places for fries. Like the main course, if I'm going to a place that has fries, it's probably for the burger. So, and weirdly enough, I'm not a fan of Culver's. I don't know why. People love it. I could leave it, you know. All right, let's make a right-hand turn on around to Sitsi. So we'll go direct to Sitsi. There, we'll enter that. We'll hit approach, and we'll arm that as well. This neighborhood we're flying over that's just being built. Wow. Right? Some of the best fries you've ever had are from Freddy's. Yeah, right? So, like, they're, like, super thin, super crispy, and, like, even when they cool off a little bit, you know how, like, McDonald's fries, like, when they cool off, you're like, yeah, I can take them or leave them. Like, even when Freddy's fries cools off a little bit, like, it's not that bad. Boise traffic, Delta 3318 is on a right base for runway 108, Boise traffic. There we go. I'll slow it on up to 170 knots. That puts us at the perfect speed to finish configuring. Okay, so some of these trees seem like a realistic height, and some of these are just like obscenely big. Like, why are some of these trees like 8 times bigger than the houses they're around? Like, it makes no sense. Like, some of the tiny trees right in front of the houses, those seem realistic. These big trees, not realistic at all. Like, no way one tree should take up an entire city block. Come on now. Ruining my immersion. You said McDonald's soggy potato slabs, right, Max Racing? Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. When they're not hot, it's just like not an enjoyable experience. Let's go gear down, flaps 3, speed verify. Our glide slope is captured. We can set the missed approach altitude, which is going to be... I already forgot it. 7,300 feet. Cool. What a weird altitude, but we'll set that. We can go flaps full before landing checklist. 7,300 feet. 7,300 feet. Before landing checklist altimeters, we got 296.3 and 3640. Engine mode is norm. Landing gear is down and 3 green. The EK memo landing no blue before landing checklist is complete. You say they get soggy in like 2 minutes, right? I mean, I definitely feel like McDonald's definitely has a weaker fry. Alrighty. I didn't turn off the autopilot. That's good. I put my feet on the rudder pedals. Alrighty. I'm gonna bring the sim volume up. I'm gonna shut up and I'll see you on the ground. We're stable target. We're sinking 7. Clear to land.
Hundred above. Minima 100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Wait. 80. 60. Manual braking, auto brakes off. I do have to say, I had like a ever so slight crosswind there, and these new rudders, it was just made it so easy just to kick just a little bit of rudder, just a little bit of rudder. But welcome to Boise, Idaho. We'll go ahead and take this next turn off here. I think this should be Delta. Okay, just like we planned. It's gonna be Delta. There's a traffic. Delta 3318 is crossing runway 28 or 10 left on Delta Boise traffic. Alrighty. So we'll go ahead and continue to cross here. Get the APU up and going. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Krusty bird. See, I wouldn't even know what a crusty. I mean, I know the Krusty Krab. I was gonna say like, I would 100% get a Krabby Patty. I'm not gonna lie. I would 100% get a Krabby Patty. I know, like, I forgot what restaurant had like their one quote unquote Krabby Patty. Oh no, it's not gonna be the same thing that SpongeBob makes. So unless SpongeBob is putting together my Krabby Patty, I don't want it. Alrighty, we can go flaps up at this time. Excellent. We'll turn this back into standby. Stow you. Turn both of you off. And all of our lights. Oh, and I should probably actually bring up GSX to see where we're gonna park. B 11 suitable positions, and we want where is it gonna go? I don't know. Let's go 15. We go 15. Request follow me. No. And there's gonna be Delta. Just. And there we go. So 15 is gonna be down here a little bit and to the right. So I think the wing walkers are sitting out there waiting on us. So there we go. Okay, those weren't our wing walkers. We still have a few more gates to go. But what I can do is I can not blind the guy who is going to marshal us in. There's 19, 17. We got 15 coming on up down there. Excellent. I see a little marshaller there with a little numbers above his head that tell me exactly what to do. I wish we had that in real life above every marshaller's head. If something were to happen, the last transcript would be us talking about food. No. The thing I'd have to say would be, delicious. That'd be the last thing I'd have to say is that. There we go. Alright, we are... I made too tight of a turn there, but that's okay. Clear left, clear right, coming on in. Excellent. Oh, really? Oh, don't be... wait, what? This X is not correct. Okay. We'll set the brake there. Let's go ahead. You got the guys. Oh, that's cool. They got guys hanging out and moving around and doing their hands. Alright, seatbelt sign can come off. APU is online. We can turn off engine 1. We can turn off engine 2. And let's go ahead and go up top. We can turn off our fuel pumps. There we go. Beacon light can come off. And we can go ahead and double check our... Okay. We can go ahead and double check all of our stuff here. Our engine oil looks good. Hydraulic quantity still looks good. Status, no odd messages here. And our oxygen all is checked. Let's go ahead and look at our company message here. We want Atsu AOC menu. Oh my gosh, I think faster than the McDo does. Arrival message. Cool. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, it is what it is. I think it started automatically, right? So that's what it is. So we'll let them get off the airplane, and we can run a shutdown checklist real quick. So the parking brake is on and checked. Engine masters are off. Engine mode norm. Speed brake disarmed. Radar is off. Wind shear is off. Our fuel pumps are all off. Slides 4 disarmed. APU is on. Shutdown checklist is complete. While they're deplaning, we can go ahead and I'll turn on the bleeder now for the APU. So we can go ahead and get everything set for our next flight here. Yeah, there's still no ATC, so it is what it is. Let's see, we'll go new flight. We're gonna be Delta Airlines 3318. We'll be going from Boise to Salt Lake City. We're gonna be in a 319 with CFM engines. So 319, CFM. Don't need an alternate because it's nice there in Salt Lake City. So the only thing I need is our tail number 333NB. So there we go. All that set. And how much fuel do we have on board? 14.9, so we'll call that for 14.9 fuel on board. 14. Excellent. Let's see, how much do I need? Release. 14.9 will arrive with plenty of fuel. That's good. So I'll go ahead and we will generate that flight plan. Well, while we're doing this, I'll go ahead and bring back some of our in-flight entertainment music there. Excellent. Let's see. So that's done. Let me go ahead and unload our charts. There we go. Import our new flight. Why does it still insist on using runway 16 when they're actually using... Oh, VATSIM controller. Yeah, they're using 3-4. I don't understand. So, yeah, this makes no sense what they're doing. So edit. I'm going to edit the flight plan here. It's 3-4. Row 3-4 left, I assume. Yes, change it to fun. My new route. There we go. Generate that flight plan. I'll unload this again and re-import it. What do you mean not used? It literally is the one used. Show ATIS report. Yeah. Oh, in real world they're using 16 left and right. Oh. They are using 16 left and right. That's so weird. Okay, so let me go back and edit that to be back on the 16s again. We'll do 16 right. Alright, so I guess it took a minute for the ATIS to actually update. Alright, so I'll unload you again and re-import. I'm just going to keep re-importing. There we go. From Sunbrief. There we go. There we go. A little setting sun there. Let's see. I want to bring that up. Let's go ahead and refile this. Man, that all looks good. That is filed. Did not get the auto ATC. Don't know why it only works one direction, but it does. Let's see. Have you ever tried In-N-Out? I have. It's Max Racing. Were you not just listening to me talk about food? Said In-N-Out's fries were not as bad as people made them out to seem. But yeah, no, I do like In-N-Out. They built a new one here in Houston, but I've never really gotten around to eating it. People say that it is the best thing they've ever tasted. So you get a lot of differing opinions, Max Racing, with In-N-Out. I don't know if you're here or not, but well, if you're not, then I guess I'll be talking to myself. But you'll get a lot of mixed opinions on In-N-Out because you guys also have Whataburger out there in Texas. And a lot of people love their Whataburger. A lot of people love their Five Guys. A lot of people love their Smash Burger. A lot of people love a lot of different things. I like In-N-Out because I think they use very, very fresh, very crisp vegetables on their sandwiches, and it just makes it taste a lot better. It just makes it differentiates themselves from the Five Guys and the Shake Shacks of the world. Apparently they say In-N-Out is the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, isn't everything's the best thing since sliced bread, I guess. I'm not too sure. Alrighty. Oh, let me go ahead and stop this replay before it like takes up too much space on my hard drives. You can go ahead and stop you. Excellent. I hope it's stopping. There we go. It is stopped. Alright. So, let's see. They're still deplaning. That is no problem there. What we can do is we can reset our flight directors. I didn't get to open this door, so let's go ahead and open the door. There you go. All the passengers are getting off. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Really do appreciate it. So we can sit here, say goodbye to all of our passengers getting off. Thank you. Bye-bye. Cool. They have like the little purple Delta uniform. That's cool. That's cool. And I'll take that. I appreciate that. They don't have a two-class layout for the 319 or 320, do they? It's just a 321 where you get like the two-class layout, isn't it? I mean, this seems pretty realistic, about as fast as people walk on and off airplanes. Although if it was a really bad landing, they're getting off really quickly. I mean, good on GSX for varying character models as well. Seems to be a decent amount of variation in character models. So that's always great. You're not looking at 150 of the same people. But she definitely has a sassy walk. I wonder if, like, when GSX was like getting the people together to do the models and walking, and they're like, we just need you to walk like 15 feet this direction, like a normal walk, and she was just like, I am gonna do a runway walk. Oh, this guy's moving with some speed. There we go. Is that it? I think that's it. There we go. I think our deboarding is complete. Alright, so let's go ahead, reset ourselves up here. It still says 4 people. Do we have 4 people? I don't think we do. So we'll go into, once this is done, it says deboarding complete, we will go to, don't do this thing where you just have one person on board. Sorry about that. No, we will not deboard the crew. Thank you. Alrighty, so flights, import the next flight. There we go. Let's go ahead and begin boarding. Load aircraft. Boarding only. Yes, we'll just load the fuel instantly since it's already loaded. Alrighty. So that is requested. Not a lot of passengers going out of here, so let's go ahead and get to initializing our flight. Bought you a black coffee. Got myself 25 sugars and 15 creams. Okay, that's very selfish of you to hog all the cream and sugar, but you know, it is what it is. It's, you know, my soul isn't completely dark like my coffee, okay? Alrighty. That's okay. I got some red wine. Let's see. We will do Delta Airlines, fly 3318. There we go. Same thing. There's no alternate. Excellent. Our cost index here. Let me bring up our tableau. We'll unload, import from some brief. That flight is what we want to do. Alrighty. And the SID, there's no SID out of here. Don't they have SIDs though? I'm pretty sure they do. Boise 3. That's probably the one we're doing, is the Boise 3. So we'll just insert that one. And then here, let's go home and then back, and then that should refresh that. Excellent. Cost index is going to be 5. Our cruise level is 35,000 feet. We'll probably cruise much lower than that. The temperature, 9 degrees out. No, I don't think so. Wasn't it 16 degrees out now? Go ahead and throw that in there. There is no alternate. Or zero fuel weight is going to be 113.5, 113.5, with an estimated zero fuel weight CG of received messages, load sheet. We will accept that. Zero fuel weight CG of 28.8. So we'll do 28.8. And our block fuel planning on 14.9. There we go. We have 14.9 on board. Excellent. Route reserve, we'll go ahead and zero that out. We'll take off a Boise 10 left this time. We'll do the Boise 3, which is pretty much a radar vector SID. And then we'll go direct to Roar, Bravo, Yankee, India for the Ski 6, or Skis 6, and to Salt Lake. So we'll do 16 right. We'll do Skis 6, Bravo Yankee India, insert that. So we got RAR, Bravo Yankee India, so pretty much you're right on the arrival, and then there's the ILS right there. So if we want to, we can go ahead and review our route since we have no ATC online. I'm going to go ahead and put 35,000 feet in there as well, so we don't miss that. So we have I'll take us all the way back to the top. We have Boise. It's going to be radar vectors to RAR. From RAR, we'll proceed direct to Bravo Yankee India. Bravo Yankee India is, let's go into here. Yep. So we have, what is that? Burley, and then EFTA. So from Burley to EFTA to Blida. At or above Blida, at or above 13. So that looks good. Then Bear. Then Skis. Then we're going to be on the 1-6 transition. So that's Echo at 11250. Echo 11250, and then that's a heading. They get radar vectors to Beehive. Let's go ahead and look up flights. I want this, and I want approaches. 16 right, I think I put in there. Yep, 16 right. So just the regular ILS, 16 right. Excellent. So we got Beehive. And then Bunker is at 6,000, and from there it should be 5 miles and 3-degree glide slope to the runway. So we got 5 miles, 3-degree glide slope to the runway. For the missed approach, it's going to be, where's the chart? I wonder, does this transition right into the thing? Echo, yeah, let's put the transition in so we don't have to think about it. So we'll do approach vias, and then it's going to be echo. There we go. Boom. So now, once we get the skis, we go to echo at 11,250, and then immediately into rough. Rough should be at above 9,000. Then Euphemie, it's going to be at above 8,000. Beehive at above 7,500. Bunkers at above 6,000. And then for the mess approach, it's going to be climb to 4,800 to climb right turn to 8,100 on a 310 heading and outbound on the TCH VR 249 to Stacko intersection hold. So 4,800, all the way back there to Stacko. Okay, that looks good. 8,100 to the hold. So that all looks good there. Let's go ahead and uplink some winds and performance. Let's go ahead and see what type of performance we need here. We're about halfway through our boarding. So Boise, 10 left, sync the load sheet. 128, so that's going to be 130 on the dot. Excellent. We don't give credit for headwinds, so, and we'll calculate that out. It's going to be flaps 1, flex 62. We'll go ahead and send that to the McDo. There it is. It showed up there. Wind data is uplink. Excellent. We'll go ahead and go to our descent profile. Put 290 knots for our descent profile. Go ahead and insert or copy our active into our secondary flight plan, and we are all set. We are ready to give the FO briefing. But before we do that, let's go ahead and get our recorded ground control on so we can get our briefing at our checklist. We'll double check our EFIS. It should still be 2963. Let's go ahead and check to make sure the weather hasn't changed too much here. Weather, we got 2962. So we'll set that once, twice, and thrice. I get a good altitude in there. But terrain on ND, our parking brake is on and checked. Our radios are set. We can go ahead and check the position of our aircraft here. If we go to a Boise, actually, we can just go here. It's already pinned. So we're looking for 4333.9. So we got 4334.0. Close enough. And then we're looking for 116.13.4, 116.13.2. That's good enough for me. The NT looks appropriate. We have V1, V2, climb and nav, blue, flight directors 1 and 2. We don't need to check the oxygen the second time since we're keeping the aircraft. Are you ready for a briefing, Ghost FO? Yep. Alrighty. What are your threats? We have high altitude and some terrain off to the north there. Yeah, I agree. To mitigate that threat, we'll have terrain on our ND display, so we'll go ahead and pop that up on there. And we should have the performance to get out of here, both single with 2 engines and 1 engine, so we should be good there. We'll taxi out to runway 10 left. It should be straightforward. It'll be Alpha all the way down to Whiskey. Want to make sure we make that turn at Whiskey. That's the hot spot there, so be careful there. It'll be flaps 1, flex takeoff. Standard reject considerations. Any questions about what we reject for? Nope. If we do lose an engine after V1, we'll continue straight ahead to about 5,000 feet. We'll clean up the aircraft. And if we need to, we'll make a slight right-hand turn to avoid the mountains there. We'll clean up the aircraft, work the ECAM, and make an emergency return back to either 10 left or 10 right. If we could take 10 left, it's much longer than 10 right, so that'll be that. Otherwise, we'll continue out. We'll get radar vectors to the south there. 35,000 feet is the top altitude. We'll keep our same squawk just in case, 4230. And in fact, I didn't get an auto ETC, so you know what? I'm just going to go 2,000. Departure frequency is 122.8, and we're squawking 2,000. Any questions? Nope. No questions. Excellent. So what we can do is we can go ahead and turn on our fuel pumps, since we never really ended up needing to get fuel. Turn our fasten seatbelt sign back on. We can go down low here. We're going to check our fuel. Onboard balance pumps are on. Hydraulics look good. Pressurization. We're looking for auto with a landing elevation, and our engine oil quantity looks good there. Excellent. So we can go ahead and do a B4-star checklist. Recorder ground control is on. Platforms and maintenance log on board. Reviewed aircraft 333. Fuel quantity 14.9 required, 14.8 on board. Takeoff performance IC 133, 133, 137 with a flex of 62. Oxygen is checked. Seatbelt sign is on. ECAM is checked. Park brake is on and checked. MCDU set. Altimeters are 2962. Departure briefings reviewed. The before start checklist is complete. It sounds like the door is closed. We can go ahead and dismiss that the aircraft is loaded. Usually the jet bridge moves back on its own, right? Maybe I do gotta tell it to prepare for pushback. 102. Okay. But you know what? I wonder if I do this. Oop. What? We'll go ahead and bring this back up. Interrupt pushback. Change direction. Okay. Alright, so the jet bridge is removed. We have all of our doors and slides armed. We'll say nope. We do have a company message. Okay. I keep hitting the wrong button there. We'll go ahead and accept that. The load sheet. We will accept that. We got 113.6. Wonder if I... okay. We continue our pushback. Nose left. What we want. There we go. I don't know why it takes so much to get there. 113.5, that looks good, and 28.8, that also looks good. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. I'll bring the sim volume up a little bit, and let's go ahead and listen to these engine sounds once again. The little guy just walking his little feet off. Oh yeah, this drone cam, I don't know how it got stuck back there. It is what it is. There we go. There we go. Is that better? Excellent. You say still there's still a little bit of creamer at the bottom of the pod. You can keep that creamer. Thank you, though. You can definitely keep it. I do like how I haven't had to download any profiles. It just works. It knows where the taxiway is, and it just works. I love it. Brake set clear to disconnect the interphone. Y'all have a great day. Alright, sounds like we have a good engine start there. Let's go over to the other side and get that started up. So typically, what we're looking for is them to wave the flag. They keep hiding out behind a post. There you are. See, that's like, oh come on, that's not nearly far enough. Sweet deal. Let them know that I see it. I do this. Excellent. I announce to the FO that I have a salute. We have 2 good engine starts. Flaps 1. Oh, yeah, that's down here. There we go. There we go. We'll turn these on, turn that on, and we'll check the status here. After start checklist, engine anti-ice we don't need. Status is checked. The rudder is at 0. After our checklist is complete, since it's such a short taxi, what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and perform our flight control check here. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral. So hard for me to find these new rudder pedals. Alrighty. Full left, full right, neutral. I mean, they do feel really good. I wish they were more full-footed, because it's coming down to about halfway on my feet there. So I kind of wish they were full-footed. And maybe they are full-footed. I just have them on upside down in the wrong way. I just assumed that the top would be the top, but maybe I do have them on upside down. So maybe what I'll try doing is turning them around and setting it so that the other part that has like a lip. So you see how there's a little lip here? That's how I currently have mine set up. So there you go. I might give it a little bit more attention to on the spring, but also, well, yeah, the damper. I might give the damper a little bit more pressure there. We'll see. I have plenty of time to mess around and figure out what I'm gonna like with this setup here. But feels good. Feels really good. Alrighty, so we did that. Let's go ahead and arm the auto brakes there. Should be here, here, and here. We want the final load sheet here, and what we want is the Mac at 27.3. That's gonna be this way. I did it. Yeah, that seems about right. And we'll put you on auto, takeoff config. And let's go ahead and run a before takeoff checklist, shall we? I'll bring this up. So, well, I don't really need it. I don't need it. So the flaps, when planned and when indicated, takeoff data and speeds are checked. Our weight is at 128.2. We're planning on 128.0. That's good. Step trim is at 27.3%. We're looking at 27.3%. Flight controls checked. ECAM memo, takeoff cabin blue before takeoff checklist is to the line. Excellent. So we can go ahead and begin our taxi out here. It's pretty much going to be alpha down to the end. Boise traffic, Delta 3318, taxiing runway 10 left via Alpha, Boise traffic. Alrighty, we'll release the parking brake. We're clear on the left, we're clear on the right. I guess I could take this immediate turn here. Cool thing is, if we hit this just right, even though the sun is starting to dip below the horizon, we should be able to see the sun come back up again as we climb out. Kind of cool when it happens. I really do love taking off into the sunset and then watching the sun come back up before it goes back down below the horizon again. That's a really cool visual there. Let's see. So really, all we're waiting to do is for the flight attendants to finish their job, which they have. We can go below the line. Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff. Excellent. Below the line. Oh, one more thing there. There we go. Runway and FMS. We have runway 10 left on the in the box on the screen, and out the window that is checked. Men takeoff fuel 12.9 required. We have 14.6 on board. Flight attendants notified. Engine mode norm at TCAS TARA. The before takeoff checklist is complete. We can go ahead and get rid of you. Hold on, let me put the departure out of here. Boise, Sid. Doesn't really matter. I'll put that up. There you go. Hide you. Zoom in. Go to you. Excellent. So we're going to want to make sure that we turn on to, was that whiskey? Something like that at the end. I don't know. I might order the other foot pedals simply because this is so half-footed that it's a little disappointing. That it's literally half a pedal. So they have plenty of other pedals out there, and maybe what the other thing I need to do is adjust the angle. So maybe that's another thing I need to do to make it feel more proper, because it's pretty flat as it sits right now. So I need to adjust the angle to be at a slightly greater angle, and maybe I need to flip them around 180 degrees. I'm not too sure, but it is what it is. Alrighty, we're approaching. Yep, it's whiskey. There we go. We gotta make this turn here. Boise traffic, Delta 3318 is departing runway 10 left. On the Boise 3 departure, we'll be departing the pattern to the south. Boise traffic. Alrighty, no one is in the area. We shall go ahead and take the runway. Our checklist is complete. So, oh, there we go. Alrighty, sim volume's already up. I will see you all in the air. Flex. Thrust set. 80 checked. One, rotate. Positive rate, you're up. climb. Climb is set. And we will waste no time. We'll just go direct to Roar. Direct to Roar. That looks good. Boise traffic, Delta 3318 passing 5,000 feet. Proceeding direct to Roar to the east. Boise traffic, last call. Alrighty, so there we go. We got that. We'll go ahead and throw up Unicom. Oh, the mountains in the distance there, Boise. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, let's get it back for flap retraction here. Flaps up after takeoff checklist. Absolutely beautiful. We'll turn autopilot 1 on. We'll let that take control. Absolutely beautiful. I'll bring the sim volume back down to a more reasonable level. That should be good right just about there. Let's see if we can check the sunset here. Oh, it's gone. Oh yeah, that sun is definitely gone. See if I can get a good screenshot here. Oh, the reflections, you say, Max Racing? Absolutely. Absolutely, Max Racing. Like, it really doesn't get any better than that. Let's see. You're talking about the reflections when you look off the wing here. You just see the oranges and the pinks and the yellows. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, yeah. Let's see. Are we through 10? I think, oh yeah, we're definitely through 10. So let's go ahead, and that's not the button I meant to hit. That's the button I meant to hit. We'll go ahead and get these off and let them know we're out of sterile. There we go. Maxer says one of the most beautiful departures in Grey Eagle history. Oh man, right just at sunset. I mean, the sim shines with its new atmospherics. It's absolutely beautiful. Much better than 2020. I am finding myself, now that I'm flying, you know, the Fenix a lot more in 2024, and now that the A350 is also in 2024, and of course they got the INI 321, the INI 320 Neo, the fly-by-wire 320 Neo, which I don't think works in 2024, and the INI A300 and A310, which I don't have the upgraded versions for 2024, but still, now that there's a okay amount of airliners in 2024, I mean, all my streams may be a 2024 stream, you know. Well, I think that the 777 is the only airplane I have that won't work in 2024, so you know, which is a much better position to be in versus when 2020 came out. It took what, like 2 years before we got our first ever airplane add-on, and that was this airplane. It was the Fenix A320 that came out. So we're through 18. We'll go ahead and turn you off, and we'll go transition standard. And let's go ahead and take a look at Boise here to see. Or sorry, not Boise, Salt Lake City. Let's see what the weather is doing down in Salt Lake City. They're still going south, so that's good. There's 16 left and right. We'll do 16 right. And the meter is 2973. So I will go ahead and pre-select 2973. We'll set that once, twice, and thrice. There we go. Ground spoilers are still down for some reason. After takeoff checklist. So after takeoff checklist, the landing gear is up, the flaps are up, and we are pressurized. After takeoff checklist is complete. There we go. Let's see. The mountains. This is awesome. I'm telling you, just being over here and watching the snow caps pass you by. Absolutely beautiful. I guarantee you this lake down here is ice cold, but beautiful to look at. We can go ahead and resume our in-flight entertainment. There we go. Get a little bit of music going on in the background. The first officer doing a silent checklist. Yes. So okay. So it's very hard to explain, but there are silent checklists. So the after start, after takeoff checklist are the two that I say on stream that are silent checklist. We have another one, a securing checklist. I never go on it on stream because we never secure the aircraft unless we're leaving. I guess I could secure the aircraft for you once, but that's just a silent checklist. We call that read and do. So you don't have to say anything, you just read it and you do it. That's what that checklist is for. And so the after start checklist and the after takeoff checklist, those are just read and do checklists. Now, yeah, and it doesn't matter. The after start is the FO. That's always the FO. The after takeoff is the pilot monitoring. And so the reason you always hear me say all the checklists when I can is so that you know I'm doing a checklist. I'm not just saying after start checklist, after start checklist complete. I'm doing the after start. I'm saying after start checklist, engine anti-ice off, status checked, rudder trim 0. I'm saying that so that you know what is on the after start checklist, not just that I'm saying after start checklist and then saying it's complete. So yes, there are some silent checklists, what we call those read and do's. There are some read and do checklists. However, you hear me say all the checklists all the time, just so that you kind of know what I'm doing and the order I'm doing it in. So that's pretty much how it goes there. And I can almost guarantee you any streamer that's using a checklist is saying all other checklist items, just because it makes it more engaging for the audience to listen to. Like, it's kind of boring if I say after takeoff checklist complete, right? You know I did stuff, but what is it that I did? What's on the after start checklist, or what's on the after takeoff checklist? I don't know. But when I say it out loud for myself and everyone else to hear, then you know what's on the checklist. So yeah, long short is yes, there are silent checklists. Absolutely love it. I got the window open now, starting to cool off a little bit up here. Trying to keep my PC nice and cool because this PC can single-handedly heat a commercial building. This PC could single-handedly heat an Amazon warehouse. It is absolutely ridiculous. Max Racing, thank you. I mean, you teach me things too, and that's the great thing is like some of these questions you all ask on the channel and on the chat get me to thinking and getting back into the manual and trying to figure stuff out too. And that's one of the great things that I like doing Failure Fridays. I don't have a lot of Fridays off, but you know, when I do, I like to do Failure Fridays because I like hopping into this airplane and trying to see how many failures we can trigger before I absolutely have to scream uncle. You know, that's one of the things I really do like to do, and hopefully it's enjoyable content for you all as well to sit here and see the different types of failures Airbus can have, and to actually see how many simultaneous failures you can continue to fly with. And the airplane's perfectly okay. That's the other great thing about this airplane, and the vast majority of your airline transport category aircraft is they're insanely redundant. You can fly with so many things broken and it just be perfectly okay. Let's see. Also, very important question. What's for dinner tonight? For dinner tonight, we have rotisserie chicken with a side of baked beans and corn. So that's actually what's for dinner. In fact, you know what? Hold on. Let's go ahead and bring this up right here. That didn't ring a second time. It's supposed to ring a second time. Come on now. Sure enough, after the second chime, you hear. Hello, Captain. Yes, we're ready for our meals up here. 1 second, Captain. Let me get everything prepared, and I'll let you know when I'm ready. Okay. She says the check's in the mail, so meals will be coming up soon. Flights like this are always tough to try to have a meal on, because you see we're just now leveling off here at 35,000 feet, and our top of descent's in 60 miles here. So it's like you got all this stuff that you got to do. You got to scarf down your food while you can in the meantime. So we got the enter destination data here. We're able to check the arrival on the ground. We checked the arrival and the ILS, so that's all good. I won't go back over that again. Really no need to. So we'll say the F part is done. Very interesting thing here, Max Racing. I'm sure you will appreciate it. The last FO I flew with came from a different Airbus company, and he does top hat, which is different. So like he sets up the box completely different for his diffrips and his he uses diffrips, or not diffrips. It's slightly different than diffrips, but it's pretty close. But the way he does it is still out of order from what we do, and they also use top hat, so he uses top hat. So that was different watching him set everything up, knowing that like some things I would get ahead of him on, and some things he would get ahead of me on when it came to setting up the box. I mean, it is what it is. So we'll leave the rad nav the way it is. Let's go Salt Lake City, runway 16 right. That's what we're going to use. Excellent. Performance approach page here. Let's see. The current METAR. The winds are 280 at 3. Fairly calm. The temperature is 14, starting to cool off. And the altimeter 2973. For our ILS here, to 16 right? That's where I'm going to. So the minimums for our ILS is going to be 4426. We're still going to use full, and we'll use low auto brakes again. Excellent. We're going to be super light for this one. Although since we're above, I think it's like 2,000 feet, we got to do a landing assessment. So let's go. Nope. There we go. Salt Lake City, 16 right. Braking action should be good. Yeah, that's the correct METAR. Okay. In fact, I don't even think that's the correct METAR. Let's see. Okay, the winds are correct. I don't think the 2973, 14 degrees, 73. Yeah, 2973. Why is that not right? 29.7. Okay. 2973. 29 point. Okay. So there's only one way to do this, and that's this way. So we'll go ahead and do that. We're going to be at 125.2. 125.2. Low, idle, manual, full, on, and we need 7277. And the runway is 12,000 foot long. I think we're going to be good. We should be good there. Let's see. And I think I'm going to park Alpha 11. So someone remember that. Alpha 11. So when I call GSX, they can park us at Alpha 11, something like that. All right. So we haven't reached our top of descent yet, have we? Nope. Alrighty. What we can do now is we can finally brief our FO. Ghost FO. You ready for the briefing, Ghost FO? Yep. Alrighty. What are your threats? Well, we have some high terrain and high altitude, and now it's nighttime, so it may be a little bit more difficult to see the airport. Excellent. My same threats will mitigate the threat of high terrain by having terrain on ND, and we'll mitigate the threat of maintaining visual at the airport by just flying an ILS. That's going to be the easiest way to mitigate that threat. All right, that sounds good to me. We'll come in on the... Bring you back up here. Ski 6 arrival. Our first crossing restriction is Blida at or above 13,000 feet. And the bottom side is going to be Echo at 11,250 knots. Plan on doing a visual, back it up with the ILS. It is now nighttime, so I'll brief the whole thing. That is going to be chart 11-2, dated 14 February 25. I have the same chart. Let's see. The frequency is going to be 111.9. That looks good. Final approach course is 164. We get bunker at 6,000 feet. The minimums are going to be 4426. And the touchdown zone elevation is 4226. So the highest MSA is going to be 12,700 feet. Quadrant pretty much to the south of us. For the missile bridge, I'll configure using flaps full, low water brakes. For the missile bridge, plan on doing a soft go around, climb to 4,800, then a climb right turn to 8,100 on a 320 heading, and we'll intercept the TCH 249 radio to Stacko and hold. Otherwise if advised by ATC. Coming all the way down here, let's see. It's a 3-degree glide slope, Happy's on the left, ALSF2 lighting, and plan on a left-hand turn off. This is going to be a nice long rollout to probably Alpha 5. We'll just take Alpha 5 right on in there. Any questions? No questions. Excellent. Put you back on the arrival so we can follow you on in. Whoop. That was a weird 360 no scope. Alright. Let's go ahead and select our bottom side. 11,000 feet here. Alrighty. 11,000 feet is selected there. Black beans should be treated like contraband. Hey. That's there's more than black beans that should be treated like contraband. I'm not gonna lie. There's guys that just absolutely love their hard-boiled eggs, and you're like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to me right now? Gentlemen always wear top hats. Yes, gentlemen always do wear top hats. This is great stream so far. Treatable? Let's go down. Treatable? What's treatable? I may have missed a conversation somewhere in there. Let's go ahead and begin our descent. And now we can go ahead and start going down. Let's see what the CTAF frequency in Salt Lake City is. What's the CTAF frequency there? CTAF SLC. Nope, that's not right. So let's try that again. $19.05. There we go. So we'll go ahead and put that in the standby here. $19.05. Excellent. Or as my last FO would say, delicious. Alrighty. Yeah, me cracking up with that delicious stuff. I can't I can't do that. It's always great when you have a great crew that flies together, gets along together. Nighttime arrival. I planned it just how this is just how I wanted it to be. Daytime arrival into Boise and evening time arrival into Salt Lake City. Absolutely amazing. So we should get one landing of each. I'll try to make the time about as close as I can to where it was when we landed at each one for our replays here. No promises there. I forgot if I actually pressed the button. That's why I came all the way back up front. Starry night above us. Get a good view of that Delta logo from below. Look at there. Know what I need to do? I need to turn off the cabin lights. Because you know they turn off the cabin lights. Come on now. Trying to blind the passengers for a nighttime landing. Alright, let's go into here. Settings. Why do they have this European SICOM? I don't know. It is what it is. Cabin lights 0. There we go. Are they 0? Yes, they are. Blacked out. There we go. That's the way we like it. Alright, descending on profile, blight out above 13,000. That seems good on our way on down. Let me go ahead and get some lights set up here. Get that turned on. Get some integral lighting turned up. That looks good. This should be good. I don't need to turn up anything crazy. And we'll turn these down a little bit. Not that damn. Come on now. Yeah, there we go. Get these dimmed. I'll probably dim the FO side even more since we don't really need to see any of his stuff. Go ahead and dim that. Ooh, not so much. Let's see, we'll dim my screen as well. Let's go return. Delta Ops looks good. No ADC required. I love it. Running in real time, I never have to worry about my on-time performance. There we go. Let's go ahead and turn these down as well. All looks good. The most annoying thing in the Airbus is you cannot dim these switches. They're just going full blast all the time. Coming in over the Salt Lakes now. I'm going to hit Echo at 11,250. So 8,000 feet to go. Roundabouts, we'll go ahead and get this light turned back on. And it is 2973 still there. So let's go transition 2973. Let's do a descent checklist, shall we? Altimeters 2973. Auto brake low. Perf approach page set. Arrival briefing review. The skis 6 arrival. Visual approach backed up with the ILS to 16 right, and the status is checked. No changes. Descent checklist is complete. Oh, I love how the wing light just illuminates that wings. Dude, are you seeing this? What am I seeing though? I have to know what I'm seeing. What am I seeing? Oh, yes. Yeah. The nighttime in the simulator looks so good. I mean, the way the light splashes on that way, like, that is the most realistic wing light I've ever seen in my life. But then I switch it up to this side, and you got the mountains in the background. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, 100%. Like, the Microsoft absolutely stepped up the game with it. That's what I always thought, like, the colors of the atmosphere always were just so off to me in 2020, and I think they heard, and they definitely stepped up their game with the atmosphere in 2024, because it does look, I mean, you look out the window now, this is, you see those city lights, like, Max Racing, I'm sure you've looked at city lights before at nighttime. It looks like this, right? It looks like this at night. All right, let's go ahead and we will turn off our in-flight entertainment. We'll say thank you oh so very much for the entertainment tonight. Really do appreciate that. And let's go ahead and we're through 10,000 because I was at 4,400 is the airport elevation, so we'll do that. We'll let them know we're back in sterile, and let's go ahead and get our replay going. This is going to be replay number 2. Go ahead and say number 2. Save. Yes, there we go. Our replay is recording. There we go. See a large strip right here. I'm pretty sure that's not Salt Lake though. I don't know what airport is north of Salt Lake City. That is Ogden. Okay, cool story. Ogden, Utah. There we go. I think that's the only non-realistic thing about this is you'd never be able to see such a clear runway at nighttime. You're really looking for that dark strip in the middle of the city. You can feel the gentle rock of the aircraft whizzing through the sky, the intermittent forces acting on your body as the aircraft gracefully moves through the uneven atmosphere. I mean, you can definitely tell when that wing is just slightly bouncing out there. You see the wing just a little, tiny little bounce. You can just tell you're not in crazy turbulence. You're just in a little light chop. That's all. Alrighty, seems like we're slowing up to make our 250 knot restriction here. Once we do that, I'll go ahead and activate our approach phase. In fact, I'll go ahead and pre-select 250 knots now. Excellent. Go ahead and do that. We can activate the approach phase. Excellent. And let's go ahead and go down to 7,500. That's at Beehive. We continue doing this. Alright, so begin slowing it up. That's poetry. This is real. You brought a camera to work. Yeah, right? I mean, there's just some things that if we were allowed to post everything we did or everything we saw, man, just some of the unreal beauty of nature, some of the unreal beauty of mankind is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll arm the approach. We'll get the second autopilot going there. Locust capturing. I'm definitely switching to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Max Racing. A lot of people are hating on it because it's had its issues. Obviously, it's had its growing pains in the past. But the beauty of this simulator is absolutely unmatched. And the fact that we have the Fenix, the I&I builds A350, I&I builds A321neo, and A320neo gives you a few options of high quality payware airplanes to choose from. Let's go. Flaps 1 speed verified. Alright, get all of our lights going there. Oh, you can see the light scatter from when I dropped the landing lights. Oh, that's so amazing. And you can hear the slight little, the increase in volume as the landing lights pop out from underneath the belly there. That's amazing. Glide slopes coming in. Go ahead and just manage up our speed now. Oh, 100%. You know I'm turning the sound up when I when we land in. Oh, 100%. You know that's gonna be that happen. I'm not trying to blow out your ears though, but definitely gonna get that sound going for you. How about this? If I do a sound up, we'll do auto brakes off, and I'm gonna go max reverse because you know I like doing an idle reverse. It's just so quiet for the for our passengers. Alrighty, let's see. We have a glide slope capture. Let's set them as approach altitude. That's gonna be 8,100 feet. That is set via Phoenix -10, flaps 2, speed verified. There you go. We be in. Have I even switched over? No, I haven't even switched over. Salt Lake traffic, Delta 3318 is on a 11 mile final runway 16 rate, Salt Lake City traffic. Alrighty. I had to put that in there. I literally forgot to switch over and make a call on Unicom. It's just observing how pretty this simulator is. It's absolutely amazing. Alrighty. This airplane is slowing down quite beautifully, right on schedule. I am loving every bit of it. As pilots, their ears are already destroyed. But you'd be surprised how much you depend on those tiny little sound cues to tell you what's going on and when to do things. So those sound cues, even though like our hearing's already destroyed, those sound cues are still everything. Absolutely everything. Alrighty. So we got the 2,500 call out. We are slowing down quite beautifully. Here comes the sound. I'll see you on the ground.
Above. Minimum 100.
Light slope. Light
50,
slope.
40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Salt Lake City. Not the smoothest landing. Hardly any flare there, but that's okay. I think it took the power out a little bit too early. But we are here. Hopefully you enjoyed the sights and the sounds of landing in Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City traffic. Delta 3318 is clear. 16 left. We'll be taxiing to the ramp. Going to Alpha 11. Salt Lake City traffic. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get the APU up and going. 1, 2, 3. We go ahead and get all of our other lights off. Excellent. We go ahead and turn onto the ramp here. Flaps up. Let's see. Don't need you on anymore. Flaps are up. That's good. That's good. That can go off. These can come off. And we are all set. All I need to do is put Alpha 11 up here on GSX. So Alpha 11. And nope. Delta. There we go. Sweet deal. Sweet deal. Thanks for making the call outs there, Max Racing. Yes, I just wanted to be, turn the volume up. I just wanted the sounds to be, you know, soundy, you know. One of the most beautiful departures at arrival in Grey Eagle history. Thanks. Hey, Max Racing, I'm just really glad you showed up and enjoyed the stream. I really do appreciate you coming out, spend a little time and chat with me, keeping me a little bit, giving me a little bit of company, and just enjoying the sights and sounds of Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's really what this is all about, is just enjoying simulation and aviation together. You know, aviation can be for everyone, especially now that Flight Simulator 2024 is a thing. You know, anyone with, you know, a few bucks to spare in their pocket and a joystick and a throttle can have, you know, enjoy seeing what the world looks like from a pilot's perspective. Alrighty, here we are at Alpha 11. I'm going to go ahead and make my turn. I'll turn my head here. And won't make it too tight. There we go. Excellent. Oh, he doesn't have the numbers above his head. How will I know? How will I know? Oh, there you go. Okay. He's always going to have the numbers above his head, I guess. Like how we have the DGS on this, up on the terminal there, but still get a marshaller. Pretty sure Boise had a DGS as well. That's alright. There we go. Parking brake is set. We can go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off. Engine master 2 can come off. Engine master 1 can come off. And we can go ahead and go up top and turn our fuel pumps off. And our beacon light can come off. Excellent. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and get the dome light on. Deboarding should be commencing. There we go. We'll check our last few things here. We want to check our engine oil. Looks good. Hydraulics all look good there. Status messages are checked, and we still have oxygen pressure. Okay. Do you want to? Nope. Okay. I know. Do you want to restart? Yeah. No. I'm not gonna restart the script. That'll be that. All right. Cool. It is what it is. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to start everything up. Ready to go. Activate. There we go. Going to let things settle in for a second. Yeah, don't care. Toggle the jetway. Don't care. I thought the script stopped. There we go. Excellent. That was truly awesome. Thanks, Gary. Make sure you don't forget your EFB when you're working, or if you lose your pin, just accept the fact that it belongs to the aircraft. Now, Max Racing, I have accepted that on more than one occasion. Yes, this little pin holder will eat your pins. It doesn't literally eat your pins, but you will leave it in there, and it belongs to the aircraft now. That's no longer your pin. The EFB, I could care less about that. That's the company's iPad. So if I lose it, they'll just give me a new one. All right, so let's see. Everything should be up and running. Gray boxes are gone. Sweet tail. I'll turn this back off. Excellent. And let's go ahead. Oh, I forgot to stop the replay here. So we'll restop that replay. Let's disconnect from VATSIM. Thank you very much for your service. And let's go ahead and load our first landing in to Boise. There we go. Wait. There we go. And what I'll try to do is I'll try to bring that time back to where it was around about custom. There we go. Yeah. Let's do an evening arrival in there. Alright, so we'll fast forward. We'll bring it on in. Okay. There you go. Everything's going down now. Sweet. We'll probably get this view first, and then we'll see what the mountain view looks like on the other side here in just a second. But thank you, Master Racing. Really do appreciate it for coming out. Which replay tool to use? I use a flight sim, or flight. What's it called? What are you doing? Why are you freaking out? I don't know why it's freaking out like that. Flight control replay. That's what I use. I'm gonna pause it. All right, there we go. So flight control replay is what I use. It's also the same company. Absolutely beautiful. I'll take that landing every single time. You know, as you know, most of us we don't really care about the feet per minute when you touch down. That is what it is. But yeah, the tool I use is flight recorder replay, flight control replay. It's literally baked into Flight Simulator 2024. So you don't even need to go out and buy it if you got Flight Simulator 2024. It's already in there, which is a fantastic thing to have. Let's go ahead and get an outside view. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Let's get one with the mountains in the background. Oh, there we go. Absolutely beautiful. Slightly later in the evening from our actual landing, but doesn't the sunset just make it that much better? So we'll go back and I'll do the drone thing. Here we go. So I want to divorce you from following the area. Should I wonder. I'm gonna try something new. I'm trying something new right now on stream. I think if I do that. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. Okay, okay. I'll work that out. I'll work that out. I'm not mad about that. I am definitely not mad about how that was. I'll work it out. So we'll do that and we'll relock it onto its position there. So that's that. Let's go back inside then. And let's do the next landing. That was an absolute beautiful landing into Boise. Let's go back to Salt Lake City. We'll load our second landing here into Salt Lake City. Seems to catch the speed brakes too. Yeah, so they have had a few updates to flight control replay. The version I have, which is the paid version, I have the paid version because I had this before 2024 came out, that had the built-in replay tool. So that's why I have the paid version. But if you have 2024, you don't need to have the paid version. It's already baked right into the simulator there. And yes, there's been a few updates when it had some funny things going on. So like with the PMD 777, the wing would be just flapping all over the place, like it was that 777 was acting like a bird. And we all know that to just not be true. So let's go ahead. I'll put this into motion here. We'll get this side, the boring view of Salt Lake, yeah, and then we'll get the beautiful views of the city here, or the mountains in the background here. Yeah, so after a few updates, okay. Don't crash on me now, simulator. Let's go ahead. Let's pause you. Let's unpause you. There we go. The only thing I haven't gotten it to do is actually like get the RPM of the engines exactly correct. Like right now, the engines are at full climb thrust, and obviously you and I know that like it's not full climb, right? So that's why I like to back off the sound just a little bit when I do the replays, so that you're not listening to engines at climb thrust all the time. So that's one of the downsides. I really hope that they actually fix that in a future update. I'm not too sure, but I believe, and you say that I believe the external version is much better, though the embedded one hardly works for the Fenix. I find the same thing as well. So I've tried the embedded one and I just did not like it. So that's why I keep using the external one, the one that you gotta pay for. So you know, it is what it is. Hopefully they keep updating the embedded one, because I mean they have been updating the external one, so hopefully they keep updating the embedded one as well, so that they're both equally good products. But I get it, like you want to have your paid product be the better product, right? I mean, I know Azobo is paying you, but how much are they actually paying you to make the products? Yeah. So I like flight control replay. I haven't regretted that decision. I just right there on the 1,000 footers, right on the 1,000 footers. Let's take that back a little bit. There we go. So let's get the other view here. Let's go ahead and get this view. You can see the mountains in the background. Absolutely beautiful. This is what you think of when you think of Salt Lake City. 100%. Beautiful mountains, beautiful city. So I just wish they would get the wing flex a little bit more correct on the way in. Here, it is what it is, though. You gotta take the good with the bad. Oh. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. You got some snow-capped mountains up there. I really thought the aircraft, since we were so light, would float a lot more than it did, and that was not the case at all. So, you know, we'll try this again. I will. What's the button? Let's do that, and then that. Okay, that'll work. Alrighty, so we'll take you back. I don't know what's going on with the flight deck there. It's like a super orangey, glowy flight deck. I have no clue. What's going on with the flight deck there? I have no clue. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna perfect that. I'm gonna perfect that like little flyby right there. We'll stop doing that and we'll relock that. But yeah, there we go. Let's go back inside. We'll head up front for the final replay here. I'll take it on back. There we go. We will bring you all the way up to the very front here. Excellent. That should be good right there. I don't want to hear all that other stuff there. There goes our gear coming down. Absolutely love it. I like to take this very special opportunity to thank Max Racing for coming out, spend a little time with me in the chat. I really do appreciate you hanging out, saying hello to me there, as well as Lang. Lang, thank you very, very much as well. Really do appreciate everyone who came to spend just a little bit of time with me in the chat. Really do appreciate it. Each and every one of you make this channel special. Each and every one of you make each stream very, very special there. I probably won't be streaming until next week, probably for another Turn and Burn Tuesday. So I'd like to thank everyone who came, watched, and dropped a like. Be sure to leave a like and a subscribe if you like the content. That really helps me with the YouTube algorithms. Until I see you all at the very next live stream, please remember to take care of yourselves and each other. Until then, I'm Grey Eagle. Peace.